everyone, I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Eric.
And today we're going to tell you about a movie that Eric made me watch. Eric made me watch Parenthood from 1989, which is one of those elusive movies that I've always heard about, and after I watched, realized that I have occasionally seen a clip here and there in things on TV for some reason, particularly the scene with Steve Martin as the cowboy at the birthday party. I know I've seen that as something. Or no, maybe it wasn't the cowboy. I think it was the pinata, maybe.
Okay.
I forget, but anyway.
It was during that birthday sequence that you're like, no, I've definitely seen parts of this.
And I don't think this is like a I've seen bits and pieces on TV thing. It's like clips in something, like where we cut to it for some reason, is what I'm remembering. But it's one of those elusive things where I, like I said, had heard of this and sort of knew about it, but didn't really know what it was, and didn't know about a lot of the actors that are in this, which are a lot of people that I love, including people like Rick Moranis and Keanu Reeves, who's amazing. But anyway, it seems like a thing I should have grown up with. Yes.
Yeah, I agree. And I did. This is a favorite movie of my mom's. I think I talked about this when you talked about It's a Wonderful Life. Where when I'm a teenager, there's a point where my mom sits me down and was like, I want you to watch this movie. And I kind of have that with this.
Yeah.
Like, I think I see this movie here and there while my mom's watching it, but there's a point when I'm a teenager where my mom sits me down and we watch this together. It's a movie that I have a real strong connection with my mom over, and I've watched just a number of times throughout the years. I enjoy this movie. I don't usually watch it on my own, but like, it's a movie I show people.
Yeah.
Because most people I know don't seem to have seen it. It seems like one of those things...
It was wildly successful.
It seems like one of those things that was popular if you were there.
Sure.
I think everyone that was alive in 1989 probably saw this movie, or like, you know, of the age in 1989 to go see this movie.
It cost $20 million. It did like 120.
That's great.
Yeah, it did really well. I mean, it spawned TV shows, so.
2.
Yeah.
One was a failure, and one ran like 6 seasons, if not still on.
I may check out at some point.
You
said it was alright. Is
Yeah.
it the same characters that they recast, or?
I don't think that it's the same roles, but I don't think it's the same characters.
The names are different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the situations have been updated, and so it's like
naturally.
And so like, the mom of the teenager is very different. She's the girl from Gilmore Girls, and the kid is someone, and her daughter is someone. But like, it's similar but different.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. I don't think they have the same character names, but I could be wrong. But no, this is just a movie I really like, and I've always thought was really, like, weirdly powerful. Like, it hits me, and I don't have a lot of those movies, but it just seemed like a thing that you would like, if the humor wasn't too crude for you in certain places.
Yeah, which was the turnoff for me initially, and then I got over it very quickly.
Oh, that's the car driving scene, right, where they're singing that song.
Yes, and it's so early.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, it's going to be this kind of movie, and then, like, it isn't really. I don't know if the issue is, or if what they're thinking when they do that is that I don't know if the people making this movie, excuse me, think that's funny, or whoever wrote it. I don't know if they think that's funny, or if they're just being realistic.
Yeah, yeah. Kids sing gross things or say gross things, or
it being a comedy, and a lot of the things it plays for comedy, there are places where I don't entirely know if it's supposed to be funny or not, but it's not like an obnoxiously ambiguous thing. It's sort of just like, well, it's a realistic comedy. I don't know. It's a somewhat realistic comedy.
No, I agree with that. I don't really know how to classify this movie, because it is a comedy, but it's a little bit more straight than what I think. I don't think this is the movie you think it is when you look at this cover.
I would describe it as a transforming comedy, meaning that it starts off as straight comedy and then it has a natural evolution into something. I mean, I like the word you use, something more powerful than that, where it's still funny, but it kind of becomes a drama. And I mean, I guess when you look at it a second time, like and I did watch this one twice.
Did you go back and watch it?
I went ahead and watched it again. Yeah. Well, and I'll set that up for a second. So Eric decided brilliantly, in a way, to show me this the day my new baby's born.
Now, to be fair, this was already picked as the movie to watch, because
which I don't even think you thought of that. Like I was about to have.
No. It's just. Like if you watch Last Omnibus, I say like the next movie we're gonna watch is the most wholesome movie I've ever shown you.
Yeah.
And then Yeah, no, it was not planned.
But then you sent me a message that day, and you were like, "Today's probably the day to watch that."
Yeah.
I had not had sleep in something between 36 and 48 hours, and so I was nodding off some, and not because I wasn't enjoying this. It was the first time I really sat down in a while, and not been in the middle of stuff. Like, I took little naps in the hospital room, but they were kind of pointless. And anyway, so I liked a lot of what I was getting from this movie, but I knew I was missing stuff.
You're half delirious.
So I felt I was.
There's a point there's a point where I say they wouldn't get away with this,
and I didn't know what he was talking about.
In the movie nowadays. And like 4 minutes later, he's like, "I totally missed the thing that you said they wouldn't get away with."
But yeah, when you look at it like a second time, like, it is a really cohesive piece and it knows exactly what it's doing. But when I say it transforms, I mean for a first-time audience, where I feel like I'm just watching a comedy with a dramatic situation, and then by the end it turns into something pretty serious.
Yeah, I think this. This is a very strong word. I tend to think of this as almost like profound for me.
It is.
Yeah.
It absolutely was for me too, yeah. The second time out, I had a real experience with this movie. And I don't know what it was, like, and this is going to be kind of an ironic thing to say considering when I watched it with you, but watched most of it with you, but I wasn't really thinking so much like a parent. Like, I wasn't putting myself in the parent shoes as much.
Which is what I thought you would connect to in the movie.
Which is exactly what I did the second time, of course. And the thing that, and like, at the risk of accidentally saying too much about myself personally, I guess, I think I end up resonating or relating most to Steve Martin's character because he's uptight and he's kind of a warrior, and that, with especially family stuff, is kind of a thing I struggle with sometimes, or maybe quite a lot. You know what I mean? And so I really related to that, and I think his character arc is ultimately wonderful.
I love the scene where his dad comes to him and asks him for advice.
Yeah. Well, we should get into some of that stuff. We're already like 7 minutes in, but why don't you go ahead and just do a real brief narrative breakdown?
Sure. So, Parenthood is a film about 3 siblings and their parents, which kind of...
Well, 4.
4 siblings, yes. 4 siblings and their and their parents. So, it's not 4 generations, but it's... So, you have grandparents who all of their children are adults. Then you have a dad who... him and his wife, their kids are, like, younger. They're in their single digits. So, like, there's one that I think is 3 and one that I think is 6. Mm-hmm. Then you have a mom who both of her kids are teenagers. Then you have Rick Moranis. Well, no, you don't have Rick Moranis. You have Rick Moranis' wife. She's the related one. She's the sister of the other 2. They have a very small girl. She's like 3. And then you have the 4th kid, who is the estranged brother who...
Well, I think you only counted 2 with Steve Martin. He's got 3.
Well, he does. I always forget about his daughter.
He's got... Well, and that's really important.
Yes.
Because the having a 4th one is really important.
Yes.
With him and his dad, because his dad didn't want a 4th kid.
I shouldn't have had 4.
I shouldn't have had 4. Yeah. That's a whole thing.
And so the 4th kid, the youngest one, who is the baby, who the father loves and kind of bends over backwards for, is the screw up. He's a schemer. He's a get rich quick kind of guy.
What's wrong with getting rich quick? It's the best way to get rich.
Yeah. And the dad loves him and takes up for him and keeps giving him money, even though he knows that,
he's gambling with it, and he's getting into gambling debt, and he almost gets killed, which is probably the most kind of silly movie thing in the movie.
Yeah, it's a little heightened for I think even this universe.
Yeah.
It was just my friends dropping me off.
He gets thrown out of a car.
Friends slow down. Sometimes they even stop.
Sometimes they even stop.
So you're kind of looking at one family examining different stages in parenting, and also different types of people doing different kinds of parenting.
Yeah.
And it sounds really complicated, a lot messier than it actually ends up being. It feels...
It's surprisingly simple. It's just 4 subplots that are really deftly interwoven and that we jump back and forth in between. Like, I never feel like I'm waiting for one while I'm watching another. I never feel like I'm watching 4 different stories, but I am, but I'm not, right?
Well, and like...
And also because there's, like, really interesting paralleling, and especially with, you know, their father, and then particularly Steve Martin and his kids, because those are the direct parallels, partly because of the 4 thing, and partly because the movie opens with like what we start with is I had a terrible dad go, and then we learn about that.
And it
would be really easy to say Steve Martin is the protagonist. But there are 5 protagonists, essentially.
Yeah. Well, and I don't feel like any of them get more or less screen time than
actually.
Than
That's not even like maybe even more than that. I almost would count the daughter who marries Keanu Reeves as another protagonist.
And I would also. Because Rick Moranis...
So there's a character
Rick Moranis is also
her brother, there's a pretty good... Well, yeah, no, absolutely. Well, that's why I said 5.
Yeah.
Like no, all of the siblings are protagonists in the film.
But he's not a sibling. It's his wife that's a sibling.
That's true, and I had to keep reminding myself of that. Yeah.
Yeah, he does seem like the more dominant one in that story.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's the wife who is the instigator, but I guess it's Rick Moranis who goes to the Ark.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. But yeah,
it's a multi-protagonist.
Yeah,
film.
it's a multi-protagonist ensemble film.
And I can really see how
well.
you could pretty easily stretch this as a season of television.
Yeah, no, absolutely, no. It makes sense to you look at it like yes, of course,
that's a TV show.
Yeah,
and how it's like The Odd Couple. It's like yes, of course, that's a TV show. Except that The Odd Couple is an episodic thing, and this would be serial. I would think this would be serialized. I don't know what they did with it.
The modern one is. I don't know what the old one is.
Sure, yeah.
That one got canceled.
No one cares. It got canceled. But one of the things I'm most impressed with this, besides just the realism of the different kinds of parenting and how flawed that is, but how sympathetic most of these characters end up really being. I guess everybody's ultimately comes pretty well alive.
Yeah. But I think they all feel pretty real.
The thing I'm most impressed with is just that it's able again to juggle all of that stuff and make it feel like a really simple story.
And they're all entertaining.
Yeah.
And
there are characters that I hate initially that I love by the end. Which is, of course, intentional, but, like, the girl that marries Keanu Reeves, like, her mother's insufferable until she's not.
Yeah. Well, and I do...
And you totally buy that she got the way she got, and
that subplot is the one that I think could be the weakest if Keanu Reeves wasn't there. That would be the one I'd be waiting to get back, but Keanu Reeves is there, so it's still really good.
The son helps a lot, too.
Yeah, well, but...
Like...
Her great moment, I think, is I was at Woodstock, for Christ's sake. Like,
yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
But the stuff at the end with them and the race is pretty endearing. Like,
it is. Because the son's connected to Keanu Reeves, and, like, it all works.
That is... And I think a lot of people who dogged on Keanu Reeves during this period of his acting career probably hadn't seen this movie because he's typecast and then we subvert it. Mm-hmm. So he's playing the Bill and Ted role, and then he has this brilliant moment of lucidity and of profoundness, and then like snaps back to the. It's hilarious.
No, it's great. It's great.
But he's
like an airhead guy, but who has a really bad family life.
He has an incredible speech about it.
So he's got like an interesting perspective on life.
Yeah,
and you almost get that like he is the dumb funny guy that he is, almost because he's repressing how much his life really sucks. Like he chose not to think about things, and that's how he copes.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense.
And that's how he gets to be the guy that he is. And it's also why he's more likable than I think he could be. Like, he's a dumb guy who's not, like, mean or, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, the way I would describe
he's endearing.
A lot of these characters is they show us the stereotypes and then they show us the human beings behind the stereotypes.
Yeah. Because even Rick Moranis, I think
recognize all these people.
Feels more caricature-y at the beginning than he does at the end.
Yeah, all of these parents overcompensate in some way, except for the one that just doesn't parent his kid, which is really, really sad.
Mm-hmm.
You have the one who has an adopted child that's not actually his, and or I guess not adopted. I guess is it his or not?
It's his because he tells that story at the family gathering where he goes, the wife show or the girl shows up. He goes like, you take care of them.
Drops it on his doorstep. Yeah, like I figured it was probably actually his, but I wasn't totally sure.
I mean, I guess he doesn't know for sure either.
Yeah,
presumably, my assumption is that it is.
And we don't meet her.
No, she's not important.
No,
to the story.
Yeah, certainly not. But anyway, so you've got these.
His name is Cool, by the way. He names his son
Cool. Yeah. So you've got the four. Yeah, and then his nickname is Cools. So you've got four different kinds of parents. You've got the total absentee parent who doesn't care, and then you have the one which is again weird if he's not one of the siblings. I guess I didn't even pick up on that. I thought he was with Rick Moranis. I thought he was one of the siblings. I thought they just had the one sister.
No, it's two sisters.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. But anyway, so and I'm sure they're doing something symmetrical with that. But anyway, so
we got two sisters, two brothers. Yeah.
He is and then breaking down the different kinds of parenting. With now that I'm realizing that is probably interesting, but whatever. So anyway, but then he overcompensates in not letting his kids really have a childhood and making it all about intellectual pursuits and trying to get his kids, which I sympathize with this to a degree, trying to get his kids to reach their full potential, but he's not really concerned with
letting them be kids at all.
Yeah, and socialization is secondary and all of that. And then you have the opposite of that with Steve Martin's character, who, because of the way his father treated him and was very absentee also, he wants to make sure that his kids have a wonderful childhood, so he spoils them, and then there are a lot of problems that they have that each of his kids have. But I love that each of them is very different.
Yeah.
In the issues that they have, and obviously Rick Moranis' kids aren't perfect either.
No. She has no socialization. She can't deal with like he does the thumb trick and she loses her mind.
Yeah. Oh right. Yeah.
She lacks common sense. Mm-hmm. She's all. I guess the dynamic of that sister is that she's the not dominant one in her relationship, right. Whereas Rick Moranis is the dominant one. Then you have two single parents, and then she's the not dominant.
That's exactly right. And with the two nuclear families, one of them is man, one of them is a woman, and then with the two not nuclear families,
one of them is man, one is woman.
That's what they're doing. That's what sure. Anyway, we're breaking it down. We're figuring it out. So. And I didn't mean to talk about this long, but there's a lot in this movie.
There is. It's a lot of characters.
It's a lot going on. But anyway, so and then the fourth person I didn't mention is again the woman with the daughter that dates and marries Keanu Reeves, and so she's the other.
And has a son who is discovering his sexuality and is really comfortable with it and doesn't know really what to do with that.
Yeah, and she's
because he doesn't have a father figure, and he wants to know his dad.
I was going to say, and she's overcompensating because there's no father figure, and she's the parent that tries to give her kids everything they want, but isn't really there for them.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and that's kind of that type.
There's this scene, so there's things in this movie that I think should be too on the nose, but aren't.
The lack of follow through thing is really good. The scene where she tries to kick the girl out.
And then immediately runs out
for the pictures, for the nude pictures that they took together, that she and Keanu Reeves took together, and then she gets she tries.
Because Keanu Reeves is like, let's record.
No, so she kicks her out, and then says, don't come back, and then immediately runs out of the house and says,
if you need anything,
call me.
No, there's this there's things in this movie that I think should feel like too on the nose. But I think
way too stereotypical.
Yeah, but I think play subtler. And one of the big things is
I wouldn't think it would hold up 30 years later, and it really does.
The younger of the two teenage kids, the boy, he immediately connects to Keanu Reeves just because he needs a male figure in his life.
Yeah,
and that should feel too on the nose, but it doesn't. But also, there's that scene where she's trying to talk to.
Well, and they both have bad fathers in common.
Yes.
I mean, and that's also not too on the nose because they're not exactly the same.
Yeah.
One just doesn't care, and the other one. Oh, and the breaking his office thing is really interesting.
Yeah.
He doesn't really suffer any consequences for it, but.
I assume it's the mom.
No, he does it.
Oh, I always read it as the mom.
No. She
Oh, because she yells them for it.
Not just that. She goes into the room and says, "I found your hammer. It has your initials on it."
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. No, you're right.
He does that.
He does that. But there's this other scene.
But Keanu's father is just abusive.
Yes.
Like he throws cigarette butts at him.
He wakes him up to which is a lot of work. Because you're like, light a cigarette, flick it, light a cigarette, flick it. Like, he says that like you could just have lit butts around. That's a lot of work. Wake up, make me breakfast.
Breakfast.
But no. So there's a scene where the daughter comes home, and the mom. It's when she's upset with Keanu Reeves, and the mom's trying to console her, and she says, "Men are monsters," and she says, "Yes, men are monsters." And then she looks up and her son is right there.
Right.
And she like tries to like cover it up. Like she's just trying to help, and it's not all working. And he doesn't have a male influence, and like it's just his mom. His mom's saying 9 months. Like there's a really interesting thing going on there with the lack of male influence in his life. But I feel like all that should feel more on the nose than I think it plays subtler than it feels.
And I don't think the movie is like super overly conservative about family values, where it's saying like the only possible right way is the traditional nuclear family. No,
it's kind of exploring all the different ways, and they're all flawed in their own different ways.
But it is saying, and this seems to just be naturally true, that like you need a male and a female role model.
Yeah.
Like we do seem to be built that way.
Yeah.
If the movie has a message, because I mean it's talking about a lot of stuff, but the main thing I think and I think the whole thing comes to this place by the end is the grandma's speech at the end, and she's amazing.
She is.
They clearly hired that actress for that one scene because she seems like maybe even a little bit out of it and not always totally there until that last scene, and she's playing that up, right? And then you get to the end and she has the metaphor about the roller coaster, which might be an obvious metaphor and like a thing that you've heard before, but somehow it just like really plays.
No, I think that scene's profound.
It
really hits me every time. And I also love, and this is one of those like movie making.
In the point, because not everybody's seen this probably, but the point of that scene is that. And it's more about Steve Martin's character than anybody, but I think all roads have been leading to this idea that life, as Mary Steenburgen says, is messy, and you have to have the downs to have the ups, and
that's part of the fun of life.
Yeah,
life is a ride,
and that's what makes it worth living, and that's where the thrill comes from. And if you and the idea is that Steve Martin is actually not really doing anything wrong if he would just relax and let his life be what his life is. Where like it's really hard and sometimes it really sucks. And I love one of the things that resonated with me most, because I was a little bit stir crazy when I was first a dad, is that moment where he says, "My whole life is have to." Love that moment. And but I
also like when he forces his kid to go to baseball with him, where he's like, "If I have to go, you have to go."
Yeah, that's right.
That's just I didn't have to go. Well, if I
that's right after that. That's that scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, the metaphor at the end that the grandma has is if you just play it safe, if you just get on the merry-go-round, it's just round and round. There are no ups and downs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's boring, and some people like merry-go-round, but I like the roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
And I really like. This is one of those things like if we did it now, it would just be CGI, and like I wouldn't wonder like how we did it. I love the shot when everything's going wrong at the play, and we shoot it like a roller coaster. It's really cool.
And I like how we get in his head and we get into his imagination like that. And
yeah,
that's a motif that plays throughout, and not too often. I think we do it 3 times total, 4 times. Because you have to count
both hallucinations of what happens to his son at the baseball game.
Right, because there's a scene in between them. Yeah.
My dad made me play center base.
That really got me. You're right. We wouldn't do that.
We would not make light of that now.
We should probably wrap up. This is the thing I can talk about all day long.
The one big last thing I want to say about it is
it's
really crass for PG-13 in 1989, or maybe it's not. And this is what movies in 1989 are like. But like,
I think it kind of is. Yeah.
It's
maybe not any more than Gremlins.
No, and that's kind of what I mean is, I don't actually know if maybe it's not really classed for 1989. It's really classed for PG-13 in 2018. It's almost a family movie, but it's not.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and I think that's really interesting is that it's a film for adults.
Well, it's a film
that doesn't need to be full of F-words and nudity.
I mean, it's a film for parents before it's a film for their kids. Yeah. I don't think their kids would totally get it. I mean, like I said, I'm a little bit surprised that I wasn't grown up on this movie.
Yeah.
That I wasn't brought up on this movie, I should say. But yeah, absolutely a green science film, and a thing that I'll go back to.
It just feels like a thing that would resonate with everybody, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
and I don't mean to say that you have to be a parent to really appreciate this movie, but a lot of the things I appreciated with this, of course, were because of it, and because I've seen, and I mean, obviously, a lot of people in my family now, you know, are like siblings and cousins and people that have grown up and have kids now, and I see all these different kinds of parenting.
Yeah, well, and like,
I think that there's some I think that there's some criticism of a lot of different kinds of modern parenting in this movie too.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not a parent, but one, I still have empathy, but also I see it backwards too, where like I can relate, or I can remember relating, you know, to the kids.
Yeah.
I see a lot of my mom in this movie, which makes sense because it's one of my favorite movies. But between Steve Martin and the mom from Lost Boys, who raises the teenagers, like I see a lot of my mom in both of those two characters. And like I don't know, it's like it's really personal for me in a strange way.
Yeah. I don't want to mention which parents remind me of my own parents. Like,
and the grandfather reminds me of my grandfather.
Because it will make it...
It is disappointing.
Because it would make it sound like I was throwing them under the bus and saying they're like snippets of things. It's not like I like.
It's not like this whole character is my mom or my dad.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say if I have one criticism about the film, which I just thought of, the grandmother has basically no role. We do a really good job with all the sets of parents of. Even though one of them is the focus, the other one is still like Steve Martin's wife is just as much a character as he is. It's built around him, but she still feels like a character, and you have that with all of them, right? Except for the grandparents.
It feels like the dad raised them all by himself or something.
Yeah,
like the mom was just barely there.
Or it's because it's such that old school kind of relationship, right? Where he's like, what are you doing talking? Like,
yeah,
kind of thing.
No, that's
almost,
true. But
almost.
They don't bring that to the fore, so I'm not totally sure about that.
Yeah,
that is a really good point.
Yeah.
There's not a lot I would change about it.
No, not at all.
Well, that is going to do it for He Made Me Watch. Thanks for making me watch this movie, Eric.
Sure.
And
I thought you would like it.
I'm between a couple, so I'm not totally sure what I'm doing next time.
No, we're doing the double thing.
I actually do know what we're doing next time. We're doing a double thing, and we're not going to tell you yet what those movies are, of course, but
they are related.
It is a kung fu thing. We talked about that earlier. So anyway, look forward to that next omnibus, and thanks a lot for watching, everybody. We are almost finished. We've got just a couple of videos left to do, and the next thing on the list for the omnibus, if you're watching the playlist, is License to Review. We're going to review On Your Majesty's Secret Service, and I watched this one with Eric, so we're both going to talk about it. So look forward to that if you are a James Bond person or you like that movie. And in the meantime, I'm Captain Logan.
I'm Eric.
See you really soon. Bye.